the
I
investment
got to tell you
side
about. I got to tell you
of
about it.
cryptocurrency.
I have to tell
Uh,
you about Uniswap. It's fucking amazing. So imagine in Bitcoin if there was a Bitcoin Foundation
there
and
used to
that
be, but yeah.
Bitcoin, yeah, there used to be, and I know. And now imagine that foundation had a grant program, and imagine it had a grant for creating a distributed exchange on chain with no signups, no AML, no KYC, no order book, no market makers, none of that shit. It's just
hmm
automatic, instant. And then imagine it actually got built. Someone took the grant and then built it, and then had it audited, and it does shitloads of volume every day. I think the
Uh,
liquidity on there is like, I don't know, like 35 million total across all the pairs right now or something. I'm not sure exactly, but it's fucking awesome. Well, Bitcoin has none of that. Absolutely none of
yeah,
it.
yeah, of
Not a
course.
single part of any of that. But Ethereum did. And so that's exactly what happened. The Ethereum Foundation had a grant, someone accepted the grant, and they built it. His name's Hayden
And
Adams.
someone did the work.
And
Yep.
then they got it audited, and it works fucking awesome. It works
All
so
right. Well,
well.
I have to
So
take
you,
a look at it, but I mean, understand for me, I'm not involved in cryptocurrency as an investor. I
no,
mine
but like,
coins, and
if you want to get out of Bitcoin, you have to suck a dick and submit AML KYC to somebody, or operate below some threshold number, like 2
yeah, or
BTC per day.
operate in dark market
Yeah,
handling
or
between
like,
trash eggs and between one person to another without ever disclosing who did what.
right.
Yeah, I mean there are options,
It
but
sucks
yeah.
because you have
hmm
to leave the chain. On Ethereum, you never have to leave the chain. You stay on the fucking chain. So you have leverage on chain. You've got stablecoin on chain. You've got distributed exchange on chain. You've got 100 distributed exchanges on chain. You've got contracts which literally will forward your order to whatever distributed exchange is cheapest. You've got aggregator contracts. You've got
Yep.
fucking. It's so cool, and it's trustless. I mean, as long as you're dealing with audited stuff. If you're dealing with unaudited stuff, I fully suggest you don't do that.
Yeah, of
Writing
course, because
secure
at that
code
point
is
you're taking
hard.
a damn risk.
Yeah. So my point about Uniswap is, it's fun to watch whether people choose to get in through the AA system or to get in through Uniswap. It's fun,
Okay.
and you could be a market maker on Uniswap as well. You just send, so whatever. So let's say right now the ratio is like one ETH gets you 1.6 million hex. If you send in one ETH and 1.6 million hex at the same time, now you're a market maker, and you make 0.3% on all the trades, and it's what your percent of is the total of the market maker. But the downside to that is, the downside to being a market maker is, if the market is trending and let's say the price goes up 5x, you will have lost 25% versus just holding, and you hope to make that back by people uh, doing volume. So you need enough
Oh,
volume in the pair to cancel out how much you lose if the price goes up. If the price goes down, you also lose the same degree. So if the price goes up or down 5x, you're going to lose that same 25% and have to make it up by fees. It's just so fucking cool. It'll even warn you, like if you're going to place a bid, and if
hmm
your bid or your ask is going to shift the market against you more than I think 0.5%, it warns you, and it's like, hey, high slippage warning. How fucking cool is that? Have you ever in your, like, what exchange have you ever used that warned you about high slippage? They're happy to see you wick the book and fuck yourself.
Well,
Like,
well, no shit. That's the point. They make
yeah,
money off of you.
like,
We're like
like,
an exchange. So I recently talked about that with someone. I was like, look, exchanges are businesses, right?
yeah,
They care not about whether or not you make money. They care whether or not you submit trades. They don't care if you win or lose. They give zero fucks because they make a commission off of each trade. They
yeah,
could care less who's getting rich, who's not, because it's not their problem. Their problem is they just have to provide a platform. And they have to provide a way for you to deposit and withdraw. And within that system, they can control whether or not there's KYC, AML, all of that stuff.
yeah,
I mean, as people are learning, 2020 is not going to be a good year for people who are not fans of KYC and AML. Like it's going to be bad,
yeah.
and it's going to get worse because the SEC is cracking down, and it's becoming harder and harder to operate outside of that threshold, like you're talking about, where
Yeah, like,
you have to disclose these things. You have to show photo ID. You have to give people information. And the problem is again, going back to security,
they're going to lose it.
most of these
They're
exchanges,
going to lose
yeah,
all your info,
these,
and then you're going to
yeah,
get your data. You're going to get your identity stolen from somebody.
correct.
Like, yeah,
Because they're not being audited on that sense. And I mean, Binance, one of the bigger exchanges last year, literally was still doing manual transactions, and somebody was able to steal fucking Bitcoin. And that should tell you a lot about the current state of affairs that's going on, because most of these people are using white label exchange software that were bought from an Israeli company, rebranded, made some CSS changes, and voila, that's why they all look the same. That's why they all behave the same. Mostly.
I know what you mean.
Sure.
Yeah. So Uniswap solves all that shit on the Ethereum chain. Now they